Last time I made 15 brand new weapon kits for the game. You guys seem to enjoy it, so this time I brought on 10 content creators to give their ideas for what kits they'd like to see in this game. You'll be hearing directly from them. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoy, and let's get started.
Hi everyone, my name is Chase, and I make YouTube videos about Splatoon with a large focus on dualies. Speaking of dualies, the kit I chose was the Dowser dualies with Fizzy Bomb and Inkjet. While having triple Ink Strike on Dowsers is pretty good, I was really hoping for Inkjet. Why? Well, no dualie has Inkjet in this game yet for some reason, which is crazy since it synergizes so well with them. It would have worked great with Dowsers, especially since it only has one dodge roll. So if you find yourself in a bad situation after performing one, just quickly pop Inkjet to keep up your aggressive momentum. I picked Fizzy Bomb because, well, just like with Inkjet, no dualie has it yet in this game. Fizzy also just has great utility. It can give the Dowsers a nice movement option. It can help provide more paint output since the main weapon doesn't paint super well, and Fizzy can also combo off of its long range.
Hello, my name is Brian, and I came up with the Tentarella kits. While it may sound a little silly, my thoughts behind it are as follows. When you look at Tentarella, a major downside can be how your position is very locked to your shield. You can disengage a little bit or move outwards towards your shield, but overall your options are very limited. And so, my idea is to give it Sickcaster to help open up these limitations a little. With this, not only can it react faster to immediate danger to either yourself or your teammates, the one-shot potential of Tent, along with its range, actually provides it with a solid fighting option while the Sickcast is active. Especially with Burst Bomb, which can either make up for any damage, as the one-shot from Tent can be rather strict, or additionally it can provide some more mobility options in situations where the weapon itself otherwise would be too slow. And say you really want to go crazy with the Sickcaster, what you could do is zip up very high onto a wall, set up your shields in midair as you're falling down, and have it immediately ready to launch as you land, allowing you to fight with your shield almost anywhere on the map during the cast, even behind the enemy team if you want to for once. Already, Tentarella can be a great tool to occupy your opponent, and with this I feel it could both strengthen that ability while also making up for some of its weaknesses. Not to mention, as someone who has died to my teammates' Tentarella shield from bombs being thrown against it a lot, I wouldn't mind having them finally somewhere else on the map rather than right in front of me. Thank you.
The weapon I chose for Chara is the H3 Nozzle Nose. Now, coming into Splatoon 3, the H3 is an extremely sluggish weapon. One kit has Point Sensor and Tacticooler, and the other one has Splash Wall and Big Bubbler. Now, when we look at those kits do work fairly well for the weapon. Like, if we look at the Wall and Big Bubble one, it's just like, wow, okay, that's like really good. Wall, Big Bubble, you get to protect yourself a huge ton with it. However, I think the issue with the H3 is that when it has a kit like that, it really struggles to actually play at the speed of what the kit is demanding from it. So that's why I gave my H3 a Suction Bomb and Tenta Missiles. Suction Bomb being a great sub-weapon for denying entry of areas and all that, and it's also just a really nice offensive option. And Tenta Missiles as a special because currently how the H3 is right now, since it's so sluggish, it's not really wanting to engage or come close to any single target. So you're kind of forced to feel like you have to play more back. So if you have a special where you're in a good position and you can play more far back, not having to deal with anyone, then Tenta Missiles just seems like the perfect pick.
Am I giving the weapon with two really strong kits another strong kit? Yes, because I like it. Just as we were denied having Zipcaster on a shooter weapon, we don't have any bucket class weapon with Killer Whale. Hello? And of the weapons that have Killer Whale that are more aggressive, we have 52, Dowser Dualies, Ink Brush, and Neo Sploosh. None of them really fill the exact niche that you would really see the sloshing machine having. I think it would just be a lot of fun, because just like Machine with Stingray in Splatoon 2, it would work as a great chipping tool, because unlike Stingray, where you'd be stuck in one spot, firing your ray, being a nuisance, now you can let your rays go and use them as a tracking tool a little bit, while also being able to work off any damage that Whale does for you. And I'm just really biased. I just really like Splat Bomb. It works really good with buckets because of the damage that it outputs, and I would just be in love with this kit. I'm biased. It's had Splat Bomb before. We could do it again. Come on!
I believe Splat Dualies would benefit a lot from having Buster Bomb and Inkjet in order to help heal explosiveness, because we know Dualies is really good close quarters, close range, so having a Burst Bomb to combo the dash rolls, and Inkjet to get kills from far away would be pretty good for it.
Hello, I'm Pika, and my choice for a weapon kit is Reflux with Angle Shooter and Triple Ink Strikes. Now, I know I'm an Angle Shooter fanatic, but I promise I didn't choose this sub just because. Since day one, I've been interested in the aggressive potential of Reflux, and Angle Shooter could do a whole lot to bring that out. Markers can paint your feet for quick mobility, tag targets to enable all sorts of trickshot shenanigans. On top of that, Chara's proposed Angle Shooter buff of giving the trail 20 damage on contact would make for a nasty damage combo off of hitting 90 damage with 2 full charge arrows. Triple Ink Strikes round this kit out nicely as a strong and flexible special that, as we all know, Reflux would have no problems charging plenty of in a match. The skill ceiling on this thing would be so high, and I'd love to play it.
Hey, Sando here. So quickly about the minis battling I chose, which was Beacon and Tacticooler. I think when I think about minis battling, I'm especially thinking about Splatoon 1 and the kind of playstyle it had there. And in general, I'm quite fascinated about playstyles that are mixing this more aggressive and support playstyle. And I think even if there's already battling with Tacticooler edit, I think having this sort of shorter range weapon with Tacticooler could be also interesting for comp building. And there's the incentive to play aggro because you have the beacon, which of course gives you the most value if you're in the front lines, and people can utilize more aggressively placed beacons. And when you end up using Tacticooler, then you have places where you can jump back to. So it's another cooler weapon, but I think it could be a really interesting one for comp building, and the playstyle could also be really interesting to figure out.
Hey, I'm Bagel. I currently play support for the team Starburst, and one of my dream kits will be Pencil with Line Marker and Super Jump. This pencil will be a master of comboing with itself and a master of painting. Sometimes when you're fighting someone, you're only able to hit them once with the 68 damage pencil shot before they are out of reach or go behind the wall. Line Marker is perfect for that situation as it has more range and can bounce behind walls, and it combos with the pencil shot doing 40 damage. It's also the cheapest sub in the game, which allows Pencil to have more uptime. Now as for Super Jump, this will allow for a lot of utility and again more combos. The explosion damage of a Super Chump does 70 as a direct and 35 as splash damage. You can combo the direct with the Line Marker or with the pencil shot. And as for the splash damage, you can combo with the pencil shot. Other than combos, Super Chump allows Pencil to output a lot of paint to instacap zone, provide cover for teammates, and acts as a retake special. Lastly, people are constantly jumping to the pencil on the team, so this could also be a very niche use case for the decoy super jump markers. I know everyone hates Pencil in the competitive meta right now, but this kit would have more skill expression and would highlight the strengths of Line Marker and super jumps with the creative synergy, as there aren't many options for this sub and special.
Hey everyone, my name is Gus, and I like Flossers. If you were to ask any bucket player their dream kit 9 times out of 10, they'll probably ask for a Burst Bomb. So when Chara asked me to create my dream kit for one of my favorite weapons, it was easy. I said I want to try with Burst Bomb and Killer Whale 5.1. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Burst Bomb just combos extremely well with Try. One direct hit from the sub and one slosh confirms the pick. And even outside the combos, Burst is just a cheap sub that helps with Try's movement when it's in a pinch. As for Killer Whale 5.1, it can do a lot of things for Try. It can track people, serve as a displacement tool against long-range weapons, and it does continuous chip damage that can combo with Try. Just imagine a Try throwing 2 Burst Bombs, and then popping Killer Whale, and then throwing 2 more Burst Bombs as the Try rushes you. It's basically like how in Splatoon 2, you could throw 2 Burst Bombs, pop your Ink Armor, and then throw another 2 Burst Bombs. Okay, to be honest with you, I just want to throw a bunch of Burst Bombs. So yeah, that sounds cool to me.
The weapon I chose was the Nautilus, mainly because it's my favorite weapon. It's great at splatting enemies, has good mobility, and it's all around a fun weapon to use, but it has one major flaw. You have to charge it up to use it. Very often I find myself in a tough situation where I'm charging my Nautilus while an enemy is shooting me, and they splat me before I can even fire a single shot. Well, my custom kit solves that problem. Now, if an enemy is approaching you, you can distract them by throwing a torpedo, and while they're either running from it or destroying it, you can charge your Nautilus just enough to get the splat. It's flawless, I think. Oh, and also I gave it Kraken as a special. That one's not really as strategy based. I just think Kraken is cool and it's fun to use, so why not throw it on there? Couldn't hurt.
And that's all the kits we got time for this time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you all next time.